Hey guys, this is Mrs. Cutting, and today's video is decimal multiplication boot camp. So you just need paper to write on and a pencil. My heater in my classroom is making noises again, so hopefully me wearing the headphones will mean that you don't have to hear those noises during my video. Okay, so we're gonna do, first I'm gonna do two problems for you or with you. Then I'm going to do two where you pause and try it on your own, then come back and check with me. And then the last two will be completely try on your own and we'll check them in class. So let's get started. So problem A, we're going to do 2 9/10 times 35 hundredths. And I'm going to write the time sign as a little X right here just so that it doesn't get confusing with it being a dot and a decimal being right next to it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, let me put a box around this. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to multiply, we're going to pretend that it's 29 times 35. So step one, we're going to multiply 29 times 35. We're going to pretend that it's not 2.9 and 0.35. Okay. So we're going to do that like normal. I'm going to make my area model, my double-decker area model. So I need 20 and 9 and 30 and 5. 20 times 30, 2 times 3 is 6, and then 10 times bigger, 100 times bigger, so 600. 30 times 9 is 3 times 9 is 27, and then 10 times bigger is 270. 20 times 5, well, 2 times 5 is 10, and then 10 times bigger is 100. And 9 times 5 is 45. So now I'm going to add these pieces together. Instead of trying to add all four of them, if I do 600 plus 270, that's 870. Plus 100 plus 45 is 145. Sometimes that helps. And then I'm just doing 870 plus 145, so 970, 10, 20, 30, so 970, 1,000, 1,015. Okay, so if this was just 29 times 35, my answer would be 1,015. But it wasn't. So step two is adjust my place value. Okay, so now I'm going to actually look at what my numbers were. I had 2 9/10 times 35 hundredths. So 2 9/10 is really like 29 times 1/10. So I'm just going to put down here that this was, I adjusted it by 1/10. This is really 35 times 100. So I need to adjust my place value by 1/10 and then 100. So let me get my other screen here. Maybe. Okay, so my answer was 1015. Okay, and then for the 2.9, and we're pretending that this button says times 1/10. I need to multiply it by 1/10. And then for the 0.35, I need to multiply it by 100. So that's two more places. 1, 2. So 1 and 15 tenths, hundredths, thousandths. 1 and 15 thousandths. So what ends up happening is because I have 1/10 here and 100th here, that's 3 place values all together. So total, I need to move it over or adjust it by 3 places. So if I have my 1015, right now the decimal, even though we don't see it, it's actually after the number right here. And I need to adjust it by 3 places. That means I need 3 waves. 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 1 and 15 thousandths. So then my last step, and this is really important, and we didn't do this in class yesterday, my last step is to check for reasonableness. Reasonableness is a very long word. Okay. And what I mean by that is I need to see, does this answer make sense with the place value of my numbers? So I was multiplying 2 9/10 times 35 hundredths. So now I'm going to actually make sense of these numbers. So that 2.9, that's basically 3. And this is something that's less than 1. So if I multiply 3 by something that's less than 1, does it make sense that I could get 1 and some change? Yes, it does, because when I'm multiplying that whole number 3 by something smaller than 1, and this is actually like 1/3, a third of 3 is 1. So I'm going to say, yes, this is reasonable. Now, if I had done this, and this sounds like a good time for a secret code. If you are listening at this point, put a smiley face next to check for reasonableness. So if I had done this and gotten 101.5, then when I check for reasonableness, I'm really doing 3 times something less than 1. Would it make sense that 3 times something smaller than 1 gives me 100? Absolutely not. So I would have to say, okay, there's something wrong here with my place value. All right. Problem B. And you do not need to make yours take as much paper as mine is going to. Feel free to save the trees. All right, problem B is 0.17, so 17 hundredths times 24. All right, so step 1, I'm going to multiply. I'm going to pretend that this is just 17 times 24. So I'm going to do my area model, la da 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 da. 17 is a 10 plus 7. 24 is a 20 plus 4. 20 times 10 is 200. 20 times 7, well, 2 times 7 is 14. 10 times bigger is 140. 10 times 4 is 40. And 7 times 4 is 28. Now I need to add it up. 200 plus 140 is 340. And 40 plus 28 is 68. So 340 plus 60 makes an even 400, plus that extra 8 is 408. Okay, so if this was just 17 times 24, my answer would be 408. However, it is not, so we have to go to step 2, adjust for place value. So in my 17 hundredths, that was really 17 times 100th. In my 24, that was actually just 24, so I don't need to do anything there. Okay, so I need to adjust this by 100th. So I had 408. Sorry that that's so loud. And 100th is times 1/10 times 1/10. 4.08, 4 8/10. Okay. I'm adjusting it by 100th, so that's 2 places. I'm adjusting my place value by 2 places. So 1 wave, 2 waves, and I get 4 8/100. Is that what I said a minute ago? 4 8/100? I hope so. Okay. This is a good time for a secret code. So if you are listening at this point, let's do a star next to 4 8/100. Thank you. All right. So then step 3, we got to check for reasonableness. Check for reasonableness. Okay. So I was doing 0.17 times 24. 0.17 Oh, let's just pretend it was 0.1. If it was 1/10 of 24, that would just be 2.4. And it was close to 2/10, so would be double that, which would be 4.8. So my place value is reasonable because I got 4, I did not get 40, I did not get 400. So I'm going to say, yes, that is pretty reasonable. I don't think that I made a place value mistake. All right, so for problems C and D, you are going to try it, and then you're going to check back with me. So let's get us set up. C is 36 times 2 and 3/10. So we're going to need space for our area model. Whoops, I was supposed to write down step 1, multiply. You are not going to need this giant scribble. If you just write it right the first time, you'll be all right. All right, so step 1 is multiply 36 times 23. And then you're going to have your area model. Step 2 is adjust for place value. And step 3 is check. We're just going to say check this time, okay? All right, so I'm going to have you pause me, give that a try, and then come back. So pause. You're trying all 3 steps, and welcome back. All right, so for 23, I need 20 and 3. For 36, I need 30 and 6. 690, 120, 18. That's supposed to be an 18. Goodness gracious, my handwriting has gotten worse. Okay. Total, when I add this together, this gives me 828. Then we need to deal with our place value, so 36 times 2 and 3/10. This one, we didn't have to do anything. This one, we're adjusting by 1/10. So we are just doing one place this time. So 828, we're adjusting one wave, is 82 and 8/10. And then we're checking for reasonableness. Where's my check for reasonableness? We're doing, 36. If it was just 36 times 2, because it's 36 times a little bit more than 2, 36 times 2 is 72. That's pretty darn close to 82.8, so I'm going to go, yeah, that's reasonable. Okay. And then problem D. So if you need to, pause to make any corrections. Problem D is 2 and 1/10 times 4 and 3/10. Step 1, we're going to multiply 21 times 43. Draw my little area model. Step 2 is adjust place value. And step 3 is to check. So you're going to pause me, you're going to try this on your own, and then we'll come back and I will talk you through it. So pause, give it a shot. You're not pausing. Why are you not pausing? Oh, there you go. Okay, thanks. And welcome back. All right, so I need 20 and 1, and I need 40 and 3. This is 800. This is 40. This is 60, and this is 3. Total, that gives me 903. For my place value, for 2 and 1/10, we're adjusting by 1/10. For 4 and 3/10, we're adjusting by 1/10. So total, that's going to be 2 places. So in my 903, I'm going to start at the end of my number. I'm going to go over 1, 2 waves, and that gives me 9 and 3/10. And then when I check it, this was basically 2 times 4 if I take out those decimals, which is 8. And my answer was 9. So yeah, I'm not way off in place value. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's reasonable. All right, if you are listening at this point, I don't know. Draw a heart next to step 3, next to the check. Okay, last part. Problems E and F are going to be completely try on your own. So problem E is 3 6/10 times 17. And problem F is 12 hundredths times 4 3/10. Okay, so you're going to try those on your own, going through those steps, and we will check it when I see you in class. All right, that is it for today. I will see you next time.